Hi there. So, I wanted to talk about. I'm not wearing my glasses because of the reflection might be upsetting some people. Mixed messages. So, have you noticed that? I know, like I always say, it's not the same for everybody. So, but I know I talked to quite a few neurodivergent who are the same as me. Where you mean what you say and you're talking to someone and say like where I am, I've got a lot of neurodivergence, so I have a lot of communication with other people similar to me, so I feel I belong because I've with people who think very similarly to me, and they usually mean what they say, and their body language shows that they do. Um, I don't do eye contact all the time because I can't do it, and neither do they. So there's this sort of acceptance. But then when you aren't in that situation and you aren't around other neurodivergent and you are surrounded by people who don't act and speak the same as you, that's not nice, is it? Well, I don't know, it depends on how you react to it, but it can be isolating and uncomfortable, and you don't know, you wonder why you're not the same, and then you feel weird. You might do. I'm not telling you what you feel. These might be what the things you're feeling. Some won't give a monkeys, maybe. It won't matter to them. Other people will feel, well, this will create anxiety, and upset and feeling isolated and a bit lost and those sorts of things. So, when you're not around other people who are similar to you communicate. And then this is where you'll be confused by mixed messages, because non-autistics won't communicate like you do. So if you're similar to me, you're going to be confused, maybe angry as well, not trusting, because when you get mixed messages, it's very unsettling. So it depends on a person's motivation. Now, quite some non-autistics, their motivations are different from our motivations. So what some of them will perceive as good qualities, we might not think of as good qualities. So for them, say, like I've noticed with some non-autistics, and not all, like I say, but quite a few that I've spoken to and been around, it depends on your hierarchy and where you stand within social standing, or where you stand within a workplace, whether or not they talk to you in a certain way or not. I've met lots of non-autistics who don't act that way. I know that, but there are quite a few who do act that way. So if you kind of like go to a pub, with your social standing, if you aren't as socially adequate as other people, then you won't be as popular. Sometimes that happens because of a social hierarchy. That there seems to be also the hierarchy within a workplace. If you are a manager, but then you're a smaller person, then you might be partly ignored. Where I work, at the moment, I'm manager, but I not a lot know that I am, because I talk to everybody the same, like we should do. That's the way it should be. That's my how I feel, because everybody is as valuable, um, and I don't really like titles, to be honest. I don't think they really work. That's just my own personal opinion about things like that. Can make some people unapproachable, unless of course you've got a good management team who will make sure they're approachable and ordinary and able to be talked to. So I want to say that the mixed messages that people give don't you might think you're bonkers when you're seeing these mixed messages, but if you're hyper aware autistic, you'll notice them. That some people will play along a record of what they're meant to say, because they're meant to say it, When I've answered the phone, then I don't do robotic things. I try and be a real person, which isn't common in a lot of workplaces and environments. The person who answers the phone can seem offish and superior, because that's their hierarchy. Because more often than not, you're going to find non-autistics will respect a more offish, distant person than they would somebody who's warm and vulnerable. Because I've noticed that some don't like vulnerability, they will run away from it, which I actually am the opposite. I like vulnerability and honesty and openness. So the mixed messages that you get can drive an autistic bonkers, because you're thinking, am I really seeing that? And quite sometimes, yes, you will be seeing mixed messages. The thing you have to think about when we I spent a long time listening to myself and the people around me and working things out. And the first beginnings of my journey of noticing what was happening around me was confusion, because what was one thing was some things were actual triggers from my past, and it wasn't somebody, a non-autistic, intending on triggering me. So it's working out what was my past trauma triggers and what is actually in front of me. So it's separating the two, finding out what is actually, now I'm loads better at recognising now. Now, is that past baggage or is that actually that? And then I have noticed that there are mixed messages, and those people who do that I won't trust as much. Well, I pretty much won't trust, because it takes a long time to gain my trust or an autistic's trust, if ever. So I'm just trying to tell you that those mixed messages that you're seeing, if you're a hyper-aware autistic, you're not alone with that. A lot of us see those things and they are unsettling. So I just want to do a video on that, because people don't talk about the mixed messages very much, or maybe they do and I haven't seen the videos. Okay.